going to interview her today right here. Follow us.
Upon arrival to this country, did you already have formed an image of what you wanted to reach for?
I was young. I mean, I always liked, I think, schools and teaching, and I think since I was little, I knew I wanted to teach. I used to play school when I was little. So I also like nursing, though. I think I liked fields where you help people, and so no, upon coming, I had not made up my mind. I think that happened as I went to school and, you know, formed an opinion on what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. And I think today, you young people have a lot more choices to make, because according to statistics, you will be working about 11 to 13 jobs before you retire, because technology is changing the world of work so much that there will be new opportunities that will be happening all the time. And you guys will really have to study hard and be prepared to do a lot of different things, because you will be doing different things as you grow up.
What are your heroes or inspirations?
My inspirations, I think I was very fortunate to have great teachers as I was growing up, and I think many of them inspired me. I thought they were like the smartest people in the world, and they just knew so much, and because I love learning and I like knowledge, I think it inspired me to want to be like them and to help people too, because I think when you teach, you help, and you help form minds, and there's no more important work than helping young people reach their potential or become what they want to become. And I think as teachers, you have an opportunity to do that, and it's one of the greatest jobs ever.
As a superintendent, what do you like best about your job, and what do you like least?
My job is so, it's tough to explain, because it's different every day. You come in, and as superintendent, you're the head of all the schools. So something as simple as superintendent, you're the head of all the schools. So something as simple as, you know, the lights went out in a building, and we have to decide whether we need to close that building early and send the children home. There's new curriculum that the state is requiring, so how are we going to train our teachers? What are we going to do? I think as crazy as it seems, the uncertainty of every day is different is part of what I like about my job, because it doesn't get boring, that's for sure. I think dealing with children and teachers is the other thing I love about my job, and being able to influence that at a different level, what happens with the children in North Rockland. I love kids. I think they are the best part of a society, because you are the future, and you hold the key to our lives being better, hopefully. And teachers, as I said, I have a lot of respect for them, and for people who work in schools, because I think they're very dedicated people and do a lot of good for children, who are, as I said, the most important piece of any community. What I like least is probably what you guys like most: snow days. Why do you think I don't like snow days? I like once they happen, and once I make a decision and I stay home, you know. But making the decision is tough, because I on those days, especially if the snow's coming early in the morning, I have to get up around 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have to start watching the news and seeing where the storm is, what's going to happen. Are we going to have to close? Are we going to just open late? I have to start calling the other superintendents. We all talk to each other in the morning to see what everybody's doing. I have to talk to my transportation supervisor and see how the roads are, and if he's talked to the police. And so it gets really busy from like 3 o'clock in the morning on. Yeah. So they're not fun mornings, because I just make that call to your house at around 5:30, and I say schools are closed or we're opening late, and you guys kind of listen to that phone call and you roll over and go back to sleep. I've been up for 2 hours, so I'm not going back to sleep, but but I'm just teasing. I think another sad part of my job is, unfortunately, the economic situation, not just in this country, in the world, hasn't been great. And sometimes we've had to make tough decisions in the district about reducing programs or laying off people, and that is not a fun part of my job, building the budget, because it's been so tough to do. And certainly taking away programs from children is not a good thing to do, and it's not something I believe in. And I know that when I have to send a letter to someone saying, you know, you don't have a job for next year, I don't do that lightly, because I know what it means to be laid off and not have a job, and those people have families too. So I think the financial part of this job is not one of my favorite pieces to do.
When you learn the English language, I think that you have a lot of friends.
I did, and that was part of why I wanted to learn so much, because I was a social person and I loved to play. And at that time, the street, and I lived right by Neary at that time, and a lot of kids used to just right after school play outside and play kickball and all that. And you know, if you're not being understood or you can't understand them, it's tough to play outside and do all that. So I was in a hurry to learn English because I wanted to play with everybody else and have friends and have, you know, a social life. So
how many of them get to college?
how many of them went to college? Well, 2 of them are back there in the back. Mrs. Lopez and the 2 Mrs. Lopez's, and I have a lot of friends that went to college. I have a lot that didn't. I have some that, you know, got married right after high school and started families and worked. I have others that went into the armed forces, and but what I have to say is I don't think any of my close friends dropped out of school. They went in different directions after high school, but I think all of us, people that I would call my friends, graduated from high school.
How are you interested in that?
I have an interesting life.
Las últimas 2 semanas estuvimos en el mes de la herencia hispana. Daisy hizo una introducción muy linda y nos encantaría si a usted le gustaría escucharla.
Me encantaría escucharla.
¿Cuál idioma?
¿En español?
En español, ok. Octubre es el mes de la herencia hispana. Hispana. Te invito a unirte en la celebración de los logros y contribuciones que los hispanos han hecho para darle forma a esta gran nación. Hoy, los latinos somos el grupo étnico más grande de los Estados Unidos. Esta es una comunidad diversa que incluye familias que han estado aquí por siglos y aquellos que han llegado a los Estados Unidos más reciente buscando libertad, paz y un futuro más próspero. Pero, aunque la comunidad es diversa, está unida por fuertes valores: fe, familia, patriotismo y la creencia que si tú trabajas duro y respetas las reglas, tú puedes crear un mejor futuro. Soy Daisy Pérez y estoy orgullosa de ser una latina América.
Ay, muy bien. ¿Puedo decir algo en español?
Sí.
Una de las cosas que me pesa mucho a mí es ver muchos de nuestros niños latinos que no prosperan y que no llegan a esas metas que quizás otros estudiantes tienen. Somos, como tú dijiste, la minoría, vamos a ser una mayoría bastante pronto, pero la minoría más grande en los Estados Unidos. Sin embargo, cuando vemos las estadísticas de nuestros niños, de los niños latinos, muchos de ellos no se gradúan de la escuela superior, muchos de ellos no van a la universidad, muchos de ellos no progresan de año a año, o sea, se queman y tienen que repetir. Cada uno de ustedes que son, obviamente, si están aquí hoy y han hecho un gran trabajo, son buenos estudiantes. La meta de ustedes debe ser coger a otro estudiante que quizás no está haciendo tan bien como ustedes y alentarlo a que estudie, a que haga su tarea, a que sean buenos estudiantes, porque eso es lo mayor que ustedes pueden tener. Y tienen que ver el sacrificio que sus padres, yo sé el sacrificio de mis padres, de venir ellos ya cuando estaban mayores a una nación donde ellos no sabían el idioma, donde tenían que hacer trabajo mucho más duro de lo que habían hecho su vida entera, pero lo hicieron pensando en nosotros, en mi hermana y en mí, y que nosotros tuviéramos un futuro mejor. Yo sé que sus padres, si estuvieran muy bien en sus países y ustedes tuvieran esas oportunidades buenas en sus países, sus padres no hubieran escogido tampoco emigrar y venir a un país a trabajar duro donde ellos tampoco saben el idioma. Así que la responsabilidad de cada persona joven que viene aquí, porque sus padres lo han traído, es de estudiar mucho, de hacer a sus padres orgullosos, de hacer algo de ustedes mismos. Pero ahora mismo no tenemos esos números y eso me preocupa y me entristece mucho cuando veo esas estadísticas y caramba, entonces el resto de las personas van a pensar, esos muchachos latinos o esas poblaciones latinas son gente que no hacen bien, que no son inteligentes. No podemos dejar que esa reputación sea lo que piense el resto del mundo de nosotros. Tenemos una obligación a salir adelante, a ser personas respetuosas, a ser personas inteligentes, a ser personas que vienen a la escuela a hacer lo mejor que ellos pueden y oportunidades después. Así que me alegro mucho de haberles conocido a los tres y muchas gracias por ser tan fabulosos embajadores de la cultura hispana y de representar también el mes de la cultura hispana, porque necesitamos más embajadores como ustedes, ¿verdad? Ay, pues estoy muy contenta de que ustedes estén contentos, de que estén aprendiendo mucho y vendré a visitarlos por las clases, así que me van a ver en Houston por ahí visitándolos y voy a estar al tanto a ver de cómo progresan ustedes.
Gracias.
Gracias por venir.